Bonnie snoring. Hi muckers, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all having the best day ever. Thank you so much for clicking on my YouTube channel, and on my video today I'm very excited to sit down and talk to you about the atrocity, what an awful way to start the video, by me questioning my ability to speak the English language, by the atrocity that we are going to witness today, which is basically two different things. So number one, Jeff has reached out and apologized to Ethan. But before we get to that, I want to focus on the fact that Ethan has basically been threatened like to the max by Jeff and his friend. So basically, if you're unaware, Jeff's friend showed up at Ethan Klein's house. Now, this was before Ethan had really talked about the friend. He had kind of just watched a podcast clip of them, but this was even before that. So on a Thursday night, Jeff's co-host, who was on this specific episode, I think his name is Cody, shows up at Ethan Klein's house. Okay, muckers, before we get into this video, I just want to let you know that this is sponsored by AdamandEve.com. But before that, I have a really quick story. So, I talked to a lot of you on Instagram DMs, and I really appreciate that you reach out to me. Someone in particular, who I actually asked if I could say her name, and she said yes. So shout out to Alice. Everyone give a shout out to Alice, the mucker Alice. She basically said that her friends were doing a little secret Santa. And basically, for it, they all, well, there was like 5 of them. 2 of them watched my channel, and 2 of them ended up getting the rest of them Adam and Eve products using my code, and I just thought that that was so beautiful. Anyway, they were thanking me because the products are really good, so shout out to Alice. I really, whenever you told me that and I knew that I had a sponsored video coming up, I really did just want to give that shout out. I was like, wow, bringing friend groups together. But anyway, muckers, again, this video is sponsored by AdamandEve.com. You can use code ADAM50 for 50% off one item and free shipping in the US and Canada. Also though, shipping everywhere else around the world, fast, efficient, very quick. 90-day no hassle returns, 24/7 customer service, the most amazing selection of adult toys, and there's also a lot of other stuff on their website too. So head over to AdamandEve.com, but don't forget, because it will really help me out as well, to use code ADAM50, and it also helps you out because you get 50, literally half off, % off one item and free shipping in the US and Canada. And again, this company are amazing. A lot of their proceeds go to help fighting the spread of HIV all around the world. I really am proud to stand beside this company, I was gonna say country, the country of Adam and Eve. So yeah, code ADAM50, 50% off one item and free shipping in the US and Canada, AdamandEve.com, and on with the video. Thank you so much, Adam and Eve, again. Now, Ethan Klein lives where most YouTubers do, in like a very guarded, safe space. So the friend got past security into the gated community and basically just stalked Ethan Klein. Basically just waited outside his house and watched outside his house. So that happened on like a Thursday. And then on the weekend, Ethan basically did a podcast episode in which he went through the podcast with Jeff and his friend. And you know, he was poking fun at it, and he was making jokes, and he was talking back and forth with Dan and the rest of the H3 gang about the friend. The friend didn't like this so much that he shows up again, so a second time, to Ethan Klein's house. Now, again, we've talked about this, but I don't think you're realizing, like, because I'm barely realizing it, how scary that is whenever... Actually, I'm not even going to explain it, because I don't need to explain how scary that is. But he didn't just show up. He starts recording Ethan Klein's number plate on his car, starts recording inside of Ethan's windows of his house, and is basically just stalking his entire property. So got through the gated community again. Now, Ethan has said that since this, they have got tighter security on the gated community, and they've let them know these faces. It's ridiculous to me that people can spend that amount of money to live in a gated community, which is for safety, and people can lie their way through. Basically, Ethan said that the friend had a fake ID, or I think Dan mentioned it, which is just so bizarre to get into someone's property. Had faked all this, got in, was basically stalking them, threatening their safety, and threatening it just showing up, but also had posted a bunch of Instagram stories, watching Ethan talk about the friend did this, and was saying like, you don't know who you're fucking with, like you don't know who you're messing with, so threatening him again. It should go without saying that you shouldn't do this to anyone if it was just Ethan, but it's also important to note that Eli is also in the house. Their 2 children are also in the house, one of them being a newborn, but we shouldn't even have to, we will, but we shouldn't even have to be making like more excuses on why this is such a dangerous thing for someone to do and such a unhinged thing for someone to do. Like, we shouldn't even have to be like, there were kids in the house or whatever, because there were, but there's just like, this is someone's house and you don't fucking do that to a thing. We don't need to make excuses on why it was wrong to do this. We will, because it just makes the most sense, but like, showing up to anyone's house like that is so fucking creepy, especially whenever you have bad intentions, and it's, oh my god. So anyway, Jeff basically responded to that saying Ethan was being dramatic and making fun of the friend even more. And this first clip that we're going to watch first before the I love that my YouTube videos are just showing up, that's great. So whenever I click on this first one, it is Ethan responding to Jeff talking with Tana Mojo. So I'm just going to let it play and we're going to talk about it, because I think no amount of me describing this to you will really show how deranged this is.
You told me you want like H3 dead.
You told me you want H3 dead.
Is what Tana
She said that, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't mishear that.
That's what she said.
Why does he want me dead? Like, I don't understand what I did to offend these guys so much.
So again, Jeff is not only going harder on Ethan than David now, who nearly ended his life, David Dobrik, but he's now threatening the life of Ethan. And so this is obviously a conversation happening in the back burner because Tana mentions it like, oh, you said this. He didn't say it publicly and he doesn't deny it. Jeff is so scary.
An Italian voice, is that all it takes, Jeff, to make you want to kill someone? I mean, I don't get it, man. It's just not, I don't know, bro, I don't know.
Oh no, so one of my friends went over there and like filmed the house, and then Ethan got all scared and texted me, but
Jeff has just passed off his friend, stalking Ethan, showing up to his house, his gated community, as one of my friends just showed up and Ethan got really scared about it. Jeff, just because you've went to prison doesn't mean that everyone has such a nonchalant fucking practice on people, scaring people's safety like that.
He got all scared, his friend, people were saying, it's not my fault Ethan got scared. He's there with his family and his new...
I also love how Dan is so over Jeff, and he has been from the start. Shout out Dan, stand up Dan. That Dan has really been consistent in that Jeff is not a good person, telling us. And I really appreciate that because I've been agreeing with Dan since the start, but Ethan has been trying to be very clearly the nicer guy here and understanding Jeff because of what he went through with David. But I saw through Jeff from the start. I think he's worse than David.
Baby, and his 2-year-old. He got scared. What's the big deal? It's his problem. My
context last
told
week.
me you want like H3 dead.
You lied to get into the gated community twice on 2 separate occasions.
With a fake ID.
With a fake ID.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a totally normal thing for a grown man to have.
It was just a little joke. He got scared. It's not my problem. Hey, if he got scared, that's his problem. If he didn't get the joke...
This is... oh my god!
What man is he? He's supposed to be a comedian. That's what I do.
What Ethan's saying here is so true that this is literally how Jeff is playing it off. He's playing it off as in Ethan is over-exaggerating that his friend shows up to his property, which again, we're gonna watch the apology that Ethan verbatim says that Jeff told him. But it's so ridiculous that Jeff is literally trying to, in this situation, victim blame Ethan for, he's a comedian, he should be able to take it, he should understand humor. He should understand that this is all a joke. Is it because the friend showed up at Ethan's house before it was even known, showed up a second time whenever it was known, so had done this on multiple different occasions, Jeff? So let's stop with this, like, fucking narrative that he's doing. He's so stupid. He's so oh my fucking god. Are we seeing through this bullshit?
Ha ha, Joker man. What, do I make you laugh? What am I, some kind of a clown?
You just...
Oh,
God.
You come to my house.
Dude, this is Godfather. You're doing more of like a...
Goodfellas.
Yeah, you're doing like
well,
Goodfellas.
you put on the Godfather music.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like we need like a slightly different vibed Italian mafia music.
Lied to get into...
Listen, I, again, just appreciate how hard Dan is going. I think it is completely warranted, and I really appreciate it and respect it. Again, because Ethan, up until now, has kind of been taking the approach of being easier on Jeff because of the event that happened with David, which again, I think Jeff is, you know, he went through such a horrifying thing with David and was so betrayed by his friend. But that doesn't excuse you trying to pass off threatening other people's lives. So let's stop that bullshit there. But let's hear Ethan now talk about that Jeff did apologize for this happening after basically saying that Ethan's a comedian, he can take it. Let's hear it.
Jeff called, he texted me and he said, hey, can we talk? I said, sure, yeah, let's talk. First thing he did, he apologized for what happened with his buddy coming to our house.
Bare minimum.
I appreciate it.
Bare minimum.
He said, I don't have to worry about it. It's not going to happen again,
Bare minimum.
which I also appreciated.
Bare minimum.
I honestly was worried. I was worried. Like, after we
Clearly.
did the last podcast with the Italian, you know, with the wise guy character, I come home and I say, this
fucking music.
I don't want no wise guys coming to my house. I'm no wise guy. I just play one on my podcast.
Oh, the fucking music.
You know. So, but anyway, that's nice. I appreciate it because I've been like real paranoid lately. You know.
As you would be if someone's showing up to your house because of internet beef. That wasn't even with the friend, it was with Jeff. And it barely was with Jeff because Ethan wanted him on the podcast to talk to him and basically befriend him. And Ethan has been so nice to Jeff up until now.
Oh, Jeff apologized. His friend, before all this happened, Jeff isn't coming. He told me basically that he thinks, he heard through the grapevine that David was going to be dropping this podcast. Or I guess they invited him to be on. And he said no, which I don't blame him. I mean, it's kind of weird for him to say.
Jeff needs to stop bringing back his actions that he's doing towards Ethan as like blaming it on something David has done to him. Take that problem up with David, not Ethan. Again, it's not making any sense.
Jason called him and told him that it's going to be released.
There's one point, I think I'm just going to watch the whole thing, but there was one point where Jason goes, I think Jeff's going to be really happy about this. And I was like, what? You just found that so odd. Because they essentially...
The entire group is so weird.
On Jeff. The accident. And, well, anyway, yeah. So, David put his out late at night. And then Jeff put his out, isn't coming.
What I'm hearing a lot of here is that Jeff is having an issue with David. Clearly, I understand the issue. And is taking out the frustration on Ethan. Because he can't get through to David. Anyone else just like piecing that together? It's so simple just to put fucking A and B together, 2 Lego blocks. It's so creepy that he's doing this, but he's literally having all this frustration towards David and just exuding it towards Ethan. And Ethan's family and Ethan's crew. And it's really not on. But Muckers, I want to know your opinion on it, so let's talk about it below. I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you in my next one, and thank you so much for watching. Jeff's fucking weirdo. Bye.